Now, this isn't the video I was expecting to post today, but I wanted to try to cover it while it was still fresh. So, let's talk about the changes to Day 1 rating. Day 2 rating? I don't really know what to call it anymore. In case you don't know, whenever a new raid releases in Destiny 2, the first 24 hours are special. Teams across the globe race against one another to be the first to clear the raid. Since players go in completely blind, this requires problem-solving skills, on-the-fly thinking, and a strong ability to work in teams. On top of that, by completing the raid within its first 24 hours of release, players can earn a special emblem in-game. This means players have more incentive to finish the raid after the world's first completion, as these emblems are among the rarest in the game. As of writing this video, we've just received an update to how the Lightfall raid is going to function. Contest mode will remain active for 48 hours, meaning players have 2 days to get their clear and acquire their emblem. So, why was this controversial? To understand this, let's talk about the history of Day 1 raiding. For the last year or two, raids have primarily been released on Saturdays. Bungie wanted Day 1 raiding to be an accessible experience, so scheduling weekend releases just made sense. However, things changed with the Witch Queen expansion. Vow of the Disciple launched on Saturday, March 5th, 2022, and for the first time, a world's first race was nearly ruined. The sheer amount of players raiding at once was too taxing on Destiny 2 servers, and the race quickly devolved into a mess of error codes and crashes. As a result, Bungie extended the race for an additional 24 hours, allowing players to complete the raid in 48 hours to receive their emblem. In an effort to reduce player traffic and avoid another catastrophic race going forward, the following raid, King's Fall, went live on a Friday in order to mitigate some of these issues. Lightfall's raid was also slated for a Friday release. And that was that. Or so we assumed. On February 3rd, 2023, Bungie sent out social media posts stating that Lightfall's raid, which goes live on March 10th, would have contest mode active for 48 hours. This was primarily met with positive reactions from the community, but it wasn't without its criticisms. Lots of players are saying that lengthening the time contest mode is active takes away from the achievement. Before, an emblem meant that you completed the raid in 24 hours or less. Now it's a much wider range of time, and many feels like this makes the emblem lose a little bit of its significance. On the other hand, there are a lot of players praising this change. It allows players to be more healthy with how they tackle a raid, and it allows players that work on Fridays a better chance of getting a clear. Not to mention is more lenient to those in time zones outside of the United States. Now, how do I feel about this? What are my thoughts? Well, I think both sides of the argument have a little bit of validity to them. Even though I can't speak as someone with a Day 1 emblem, I can sympathize with where they're coming from. A common solution I see floating around Twitter is to create 2 separate emblems. One for clearing within 24 hours, and one for clearing on contest mode in general. I think this would be a pretty appropriate change personally, but another route we could take is to add a tracker to the Day 1 emblem that shows how long it took your team to complete it, or at least a timestamp of when you completed it over the 2-day period. That way, players that care are able to delineate when the emblem was received. That being said, I still think the emblem will have a lot of meaning to most players. Clearing a contest mode raid is far from easy, even with an additional 24 hours to spare. These things just aren't designed with a faint of heart in mind. Realistically, it's still going to be incredibly challenging. Furthermore, this allows Bungie to stagger when fire teams begin and complete runs. Hopefully, this means we won't have another Vow situation where everyone logs on at once and nukes servers. And of course, we need to talk about putting personal health first. With only 24 hours in the past, Day 1 raids have always been a time crunch. This means, for most teams, speedrunning meals and bathroom breaks, as well as not resting for an extended period of time. While that's mostly alright for just 1 or 2 days a year, it can still have an impact. Giving players the chance to take breaks for this stuff is really important. And in my opinion, it should be every player's top concern, but that's neither here nor there. With that in mind, I want to know what you think. Should raids return to the 24-hour format, or do you think 48 hours will be better for the community? Let me know down in the comments. And let me know if you'd like this formatted video. I know it's a little shorter, but I'm trying something new, so if you liked it, just let me know. Also, obligatory like and subscribe message. It's free, it's easy, you can change your mind anytime, and it helps the channel out a lot. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.